so much to remember.
Right.
And to keep an eye on.
Yeah,
It's just,
don't forget we're going to be doing it loads of times, yeah?
Yeah.
And we just picked the subject today,
Mm-hmm.
to actually just introduce you to it, really, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, so we've done one.
Mm-hmm.
They really want to try and get at least 2 manoeuvres in, yeah?
Yes.
Now on the second one, because you gave good instruction on the first one, prompt a bit. So instead of tell, ask and see what I can remember.
Okay.
Yeah? You're not handing control completely over to me.
Mm-hmm.
You're just asking me to tell you where I'm going to look or tell you how I'm going to control the car. And if I give you the wrong answer, then you jump in and tell me it's wrong, yeah?
Yeah.
So you're not actually handing control over to me, so I'm not going to get a chance to shoot down the road and miss the corner by a mile, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Or mount the curb and hit that nice jag, yeah?
Mm.
Yeah?
Okay.
So we're going to drive around again and we're going to stop the drains bit from the curb, yeah?
Okay.
Right, Tony, we're going to try it again. So, just prepare the car.
Okay, so if you'd like to prepare the car,
I don't really need to put it in reverse gear because I'm rolling back, haven't I?
you still need to have reverse gear because you won't have full control of the car.
Oh,
If you leave it to coast with your clutch down, the car can pick up speed and you won't have full control.
that's not really the answer, is it? Because you can't coast on a manoeuvre.
Okay.
Yeah, don't forget, I've done that last reverse and I kept the clutch all the way down all the way.
Yeah, yeah,
Technically, that is coasting if in normal straightforward driving,
yeah.
but you can coast on a manoeuvre because I'm going at all man's walking pace.
Right.
Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
You just can't coast on a manoeuvre, yeah? There's only one reason why I put it into reverse, going down a hill. When you put the car into reverse, what indication does it give to other road users?
Oh, I see. Right, yeah, you give
The
it your
reversion
lights,
lights,
yeah?
yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they might play around with that, yeah?
Okay.
Just come in with the right answer. Now, Tony, it's important to be in reverse because it puts the reverse lights on at the rear and it's a form of signal to it.
Yeah.
The vehicle's coming up behind us, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Okay. Okay.
Now, the other thing is I might not release the handbrake properly, yeah?
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. So yeah, you still got your handbrake on a little bit. You need
Yeah,
to...
so it's important to come in. You don't want the handbrake, fighting against the clutch or whatever, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
And there's an easy way of telling the handbrake's on, Tony. You get that red warning light on the dashboard, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
There's enough information there for me not to play around with that again.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Or you could have even had said to me, if we were doing, let's say, a reverse parallel park, because I'm going downhill and I'm actually going in that's the direction we're going. As I got to put the handbrake on, we don't need to put the handbrake on, just go straight into reverse there, but you know where we're going, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
Right, so you need to prompt me a bit now. So how are you going to control the speed of the car, Tony?
So how are you going to control the speed of the car, Tony?
I'm going to come off, I'm going to keep my clutch down, because I'm going downhill. You said gravity, yeah?
Yeah.
Big word.
Good.
And I'm going to come off the clutch. I was thinking of a £1 coin.
Come off the brake. No, sorry.
Sorry, the brake, yeah. I did, that was... that was just a brain fart on my side. So I come off the brake, thickness of £1 coin.
Yeah.
If it doesn't move, another thickness of £1 coin.
Yeah.
And if it goes too fast, I've got to press it at thickness of £1 coin on
Yeah.
it. Yeah?
Okay.
And where are you going to look, Tony?
And you're going to look out of the back window when you're reversing, but you need to do your observations
So,
first.
give me a prompt. Yes, where are you going to look first, Tony?
So where are you going to look first, Tony?
I've got to look between that head restraint and that door pillar, haven't I?
That's right. What can you see?
Oh, that lamppost is still there, yeah?
Okay.
I've got to search all the way along here for pedestrians, anybody coming out of these driveways.
Yeah.
I've got to look ahead, nobody coming.
Right.
I've got to look down the side here, nobody coming. Nobody coming out of that window there.
Okay.
And I've got to look at the back window, haven't I?
Yes.
Because you shout at me otherwise, don't you?
Okay.
Um,
okay.
and then I've got to go back.
You've got to look back out of the
Oh,
back
right,
window
yeah.
when you're going backwards.
And when are you going to
When are you going to come to a stop before you?
When the first straight bit of curb of the new of the road I'm reversed into comes into the corner of that window there, yeah?
Okay, good. Keep looking back.
All right, yeah.
Backwards.
You're so bossy. Oh, it's there now.
You're there now. Okay, so you need to do another set of observations because as you pull the car, as you turn the wheel
Ask
to
me.
the
You see
left.
what? Ask me.
Why have you got to do your observations now?
I've got to look all around me. Because when I turn the wheel to the left, you said the bonnet will pop out. Or the wing will pop out.
Yeah.
And you said you'd really be annoyed at me if your wing goes flying down the road, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah?
Okay.
So I've got to look over the shoulder, haven't I?
Uh-huh.
And scan all the way around here.
Mm-hmm.
Ahead.
Mm-hmm.
There. And behind me. I see a pedestrian coming up behind me. Shall I carry on going?
No, if there's a pedestrian there, just wait for them to cross.
Oh, right,
Always
yeah.
give way to them.
Yeah, because they can cross anywhere, can't they?
Absolutely.
Oh, he's gone now.
Okay. If you want to do another set of observations to
Oh,
your
right,
right,
yeah,
just to
yeah.
make sure.
Yeah, because I suppose the situation changes very quickly, doesn't
Yeah.
it? I forget what I have to do now. What do I do next?
Okay, you need to turn your... If you stop for a moment because there's a car
All
coming
right.
heading past. Okay, do I have to yet another set of observations?
Another one?
Is that right, or is that being
God,
silly?
my neck's getting really sore. Oh, I've got another flipping pedestrian.
I mean, this is what I would do if every time I have to stop and let someone pass, I would start doing my
Exactly.
observations again. So.
Exactly. Don't forget, coming out of roll a minute, what you learn for the theory, what you learn for your part 2,
Yeah,
link the two of them together.
yeah,
That's what you got to teach me on part 3, isn't it?
yeah.
I'll just have to
Okay.
look all around me again. I'm not
Okay, yep.
cool, my neck's going to be sore tonight. I hope you're really happy.
Okay, all the way around.
Oh yeah, and then I've turned the wheel.
Turn the wheel one full turn
one
to
full
the
turn,
left,
yeah, yeah.
slowly.
And I mustn't turn it while the car's stationary, wouldn't I?
No, because it will cause dry steering, which is... Do you know what that is?
Oh yeah, it's bad for your car, isn't it?
Do you know why?
It might damage your tyres or your steering, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And then you get really annoyed at me again, don't you?
Okay, do you want to stop and have one more look at your
Oh,
observations?
if you say so. Nobody coming. Nobody ahead.
Okay.
Oh, there's a car coming now.
Okay, just let him pass.
Yes, boss.
Okay. And then look behind you out of the back window, the other shoulder.
Alright.
That's it.
I thought you were looking, so I didn't bother.
Okay, and then you just need to go at an old man's walking pace until
Oh, it's till the back window points straight down the road, isn't it?
until the straight line reference point comes into view.
Oh, didn't you
Into-
say I had to get the back window pointing straight down the road first?
Oh, okay.
Oh, it is now. And I can see by the front of the car that it's pointing straight down the road.
Okay, so you need to have just one more look around either side so we know there's nothing there.
You like this looking, didn't you? Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to straighten up the car so that you're one drain away from the curb, looking backwards all the time through the back window.
No, I'm not a drain away.
Okay, then you need to do 1/4 turn to the left.
All right, yeah.
Okay, looking backwards
All right, yeah.
until you find...
Can I go a bit faster now?
No, keep it
Might
slow.
get
So
over
you need
quickly.
to press your brake a pound coin's
All right.
depth. Until
Oh,
you've
looks
got an
like-
old man's walking
Oh, looks
pace.
like I'm close enough to the curb now.
Okay, so you need to do 1/4 turn to the right, and then maybe another 1/4 turn to
All
make
right,
it
yeah,
straight,
yeah.
and keep looking out at the back window.
Do I only have to worry about this side?
How do you mean?
Only this side? I don't have to worry about what's coming up here now.
Well, yes, you should
Oh,
have another
yeah.
look.
God, hear me. Hard work.
Okay,
Um,
okay, and then find your straight line reference
oh, I've got it
point.
now, and the car looks straight.
Okay, keep looking backwards.
Well, I'll do it with the steering then.
Straighten up your wheels.
Oh, right, yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I'll go a
look-
bit faster
look-
now, can I get
no,
it over and done with?
no, backwards.
My neck's really sore now, can I like, go a bit faster?
I think you can come to a stop.
Just a little bit
Press
faster.
accelerate.
That's fine.
Okay.
Well done. Ah, that's it.
Yeah, it's a good introduction. Makes you aware of everything that you've got to learn.
No harm having a bit of personality, yeah? Yeah, yeah, most of them will have a bit of personality as well, yeah?
Yeah.
They'll have a bit of a laugh, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But you can see the importance of watching them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they're going to try everything.
If you don't watch them, they'll have you for dinner. Yeah.
That's their job, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, we have a saying: if you see it, you got to say it. You got to sort it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't see it, you ain't gonna say it, and you ain't gonna sort it because you haven't seen it, have you?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So you wouldn't have a clue until you got back to the end of the test in the car park, and the examiner says, "There's your 3 or 2 or wherever it is," and you're gonna go, "Why? I told you where to look all the time," but we never looked once, eh? And it's very common for the PDI to be worrying about where the car is in the road, yeah. But with the right instructions there, I will do exactly what you tell me to do. If you tell me to reverse back until the first straight bit of curb appears in the corner of the window, I will do exactly what I've been told.
Okay.
Because you've given me good instruction there, yeah?
Yeah.
So you don't need to watch the corner, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah? In the same way, if you tell me what to do with the control, how to control the speed, I will do it. Because you've given me good instruction. If you don't give me any instruction, or you don't give me the right instruction, then... Well, then obviously you have got a problem, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's quite good.
Okay.
How'd it feel?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it actually.
Yeah, so you've hit
I prefer doing this in the drive.
You've actually hit the nail on the head when you said, well, at one point there you said, well, I would look there.
So therefore you should do it. Yeah.
And Debs, that is actually banging the nail right on the head, yeah? Why do you reckon they ask driving instructors to take a part 1 and a part 2? Yeah?
Because you can't teach anything.
Yeah.
You do it yourself, yeah.
And this is why all the way through your part 3, I mean, don't forget your part 1 and part 2 are going to be over very quickly. You know, we won't say on tape when your part 1 is, but it's going to be over very quickly. And obviously it's very important that, you know, that you don't sit back and think, oh, I've done the theory side, I know it all. Keep a check on it, because I'm going to be really testing you on that, on the part 3.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to complicated things like pedestrian crossings. I don't want to be telling you exactly what the rules and regulations are, the zigzag lines and so forth.
Yeah.
You should know it. And then if you relate then to what you do in your own driving, then all you have to do really is pass that knowledge over to me. And it's my job at part 3 is to actually give you the tools to actually do that.
Yeah.
Yeah? So it's not really rocket science. You're actually teaching me something that you already know the ins and outs of, because you've proved that you can do it yourself. And we've done all the manoeuvres on every lesson, every part 2 lesson so far. And I can see you know how to control the speed. I can see you know how to look. And I can see that you know how to judge the accuracy. And then I will give you the tools to actually pass that on to me, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
Because obviously you need to know that, well, how can I tell if he's accurate or not if I'm not watching where he's going, yeah? But by the tools that I give you, I will actually do what I'm told.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the way it works. And it's not really that difficult, is it?
No, no.
Yeah? That was good. Yeah.
Okay.
Most people find the part 3 the hardest. But when you do get into it, it is good fun. Yeah? And don't forget, it is role play on my side. And obviously I will test you, but if you come in with the right answers, then I'll back off, yeah? Yeah, there's always going to be a little bit of a teaser with the clutch. But as soon as you come in with the reasons why it's important not to have the clutch too high, or it's important not to have the gas too high, because when you let the handbrake down, the car's going to go shooting down the road at about 120 mile an hour, yeah? They're going to back off, aren't they?
Okay.
Yeah, because you've given them the reasons why. But if you just say, put the clutch down, you plonker, and don't go any further with it, you're going to be calling him a plonker quite a few times, because he's going to keep coming back with the clutch, yeah?
Yeah.
But you'll find I will tease you with that if ever, as we go along and we get deeper into it, if you don't come in with the becauses, then I'm going to keep doing it, and eventually you're going to realise there's something wrong here. There's some reason why he's not doing it.
Yeah.
I've told him what to do. Why doesn't the bugger do what he's meant to do? Yeah. Oh, hang on, I haven't told him the reasons why. So it's always to do with the becauses mainly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Or the consequences of it. And we had a nice wet day to do it.
Okay.
I thought it was good. So on the first one, it's a complete talk through because I've never ever done it before. Yeah. On the second one, prompt. Yeah, you're not actually getting me to do it on my own. You're just checking to see what learning's taken place. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because you might even get a chance to do a third one.
Okay.
And even on the third one, then it would be a little bit more prompting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's very important to listen what they say when you prompt.
Okay.
Yeah, because if they haven't quite understood something quite to the standard they should have done, then that'll show up in the answer they give you. Yeah. I've got to look here. No, Tony, you've got to look between the head restraint and the door pillar. So you need to kind of just think, well, did I explain that properly? Yeah. Yeah. So as you can see, all I could see was that lamppost over there. Yeah. But we used that lamppost and we turned it into a pedestrian. That could be a pedestrian getting ready to cross the road. Yeah. That will then make sense to me, and that will encourage me to look. Because nobody wants to run over a pedestrian.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Or it could be just a car on the drive. Yeah. Well.
Okay.
Yeah. The person who owns that car maybe just come out of the house and maybe just better reverse out that drive. Yeah. But then don't keep banging on about it. Once I've told you what I can see, and you've come back at me and said, well, it's very important to keep an eye on that. Then just watch where my head goes. You should be able to see my right ear if I'm checking properly over that right shoulder. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. You really gave me a good old hammering on the left shoulder, and that's what you need to do. Don't be frightened of backing off in that. Yeah. Yeah. If they're looking at you or just looking there, tell them to stop if you have to. Yeah. And say we're not going any further until you look at that back window, because otherwise we're going to end up running over a pedestrian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry about being firm. You're not being abusive. You're not shouting at him, but you're being firm. We ain't moving another inch, Tom, until you're looking at that back window, because I'm not going to let you run a pedestrian over. Yeah.
Okay.
Even like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You're showing authority, but don't go grabbing them by the scruff of the neck and start smacking them around the ear. Yeah, that's not allowed. Yeah.
No, okay.
You can practice that with the husband when you take him out and you're having a go at doing this. Yeah. Look. Yeah, but you can see where we're coming from. They just, they know you're going to be dealing with 17 and 18-year-old young lads who you're really going to have to push hard to do exactly what you want them to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you come in with the reason why, even a 17-year-old lad will actually take notice of you. Yeah. And if he sees he's not going to get one over on you, if he whinges, oh, my neck's a bit sore. Well, that's tough, isn't it? We're not moving, and don't forget you have got a set of jewels down there, which I'm not advising you use on part 3, but when you're out with real learners, we're not moving another inch until you're looking in the direction that I want you to look, because we are going to run over a pedestrian. Pedestrians live in these houses, yeah?
Yeah.
They may well walk out that drive, a child may walk out that drive, and on my watch, you're not going to get anywhere near hitting one of them. And on my watch, if any of them does appear, you're going to see them. Yeah? That makes sense?
Yeah.
So you're showing authority, but you're not being abusive, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions on that?
Yeah, when you when you said they like to do these 2 manoeuvres, do you mean a repeat of the same manoeuvre?
Yeah.
Okay. And you said occasionally if they can get in a third one, they will.
Yeah.
And will they instigate the second one, or do you just assume that you're going to move it?
No, you'll instigate it, and you'll say, right, let's have a go again. You should get 2 in.
And then should I instigate a third one unless they stop me?
Yeah, you'd say, sure, I'll go again. It's up to the SC to come out a roll and say, thanks, Debs, that's the end of this phase.
Okay, because presumably they'd be the ones watching the time, so it's up to them to decide whether they can fit a third one in, I suppose.
Yep, it's the control of the time is completely down to them, yeah? The only part of the time control that's down to you is the brief.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
If the brief is dragging on a bit too long, you get a lifeline, yeah? And the lifeline will be, should we go and get some practice then? You really want to chuck your book in the back at that stage and don't go any further with the brief, yeah?
Yeah.
But we will be working on the briefs to give a brief outline on a manoeuvre of the control, observations, and how to get the accuracy. And then we'll be getting on and getting some practice, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so, you know, we're not going to let the briefs run into 8, 9, 10 minutes, yeah?
And will they always choose where the manoeuvres are and everything, will they?
They choose, on the part 3, they choose everything.
Everything.
Yeah?
So for example, when you're driving from the actual test centre to where they're going to do the first manoeuvre, and like when you're driving, you say, I'm going to turn left here, and I repeat, oh, can you turn left here? Is that what they do?
Yeah.
So I repeat what they say to me and repeat it back to them?
Yeah. For the sake of your part 3, you don't have to know the area at all.
No, I won't.
Yeah.
So-
Well, you won't.
No.
Nobody would. I mean,
No.
don't forget, people come from... And even if you lived in Luton, you still wouldn't know where the examiner wants to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would repeat back to him if he's saying, right, I'm going to turn left here. Then I will say back
Yeah.
to him, well, would you like to turn
Yeah,
left
so,
here, please?
so he'll say to you coming out of the car park, ask me to turn left out of the car park, and then at the T-junction ahead, turn left again.
Okay.
Just give him one instruction at a time. We're going to turn left out of the car park, and then we're going, and then once he's turned out of the car park, we're going to take the next road on the left again. So they might give you 2
Yeah.
instructions together.
Yeah.
If you forget, doesn't worry, just ask. Yeah. And it's the same all the way until you get there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because obviously they know where they're going, and they will get you there.
Yeah.
The only time that changes is after you qualify on your check test. Obviously, you've got to work your own route out, yeah. Even if you're doing a role play check test where you were using the examiner as your pupil because you didn't have a pupil or a pupil couldn't make that time or whatever, you'd still have to control the route yourself.
Yeah.
So you'd have to work out the route yourself
Okay.
for the exercise that you're going to do that day, yeah?
I can't think about a check test.
Okay?
Can I get through part 1, 2 and 3 first?
Yeah, it's an ongoing thing, isn't it? It's, but it's not rocket science, is it?
No, okay.
Yeah? So the tools that we used on that there today, you getting me to look in the right place at the right time, when we come to do the turn in the road, it's not going to differ.
No.
Yeah?
No.
Okay, there's going to be a few more reference points involved in it. Yeah, but they don't differ that much, and it certainly doesn't differ the fact that you watch me. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's certain things on the turn in the road where you can take control of it to make it a bit easier, where if there's cars waiting, you can just say to me under my control, I'm going to wave them past, or if they're on my side, you can ask me under your control, Tony, I've checked up and down the road, can you just wave them and just let them know that we want to wait, especially if it's the first one, when we're doing the first one, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
And you know, we'll come to that hurdle when we probably are next week.
Okay.
Oh, that was very good.
Thank you.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay.
It's quite good fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah?
It's okay, yeah.
Yeah, don't forget.
I prefer learning part 3 than part 2. Because part 2 is like, I was thinking about this in my head, part 2 is like coming to you with a whole tangled up ball of wool that's completely tangled up.
Yeah.
And I've got to slowly undo the tangles.
Yeah.
And I'm slowly untangling them, there's still some tangles there. Whereas part 3, you're starting off with nothing. So part 3 actually feels like, I'm looking forward to learning it, whereas part 2 is just...
Yeah, you say you actually start off with nothing, but you are actually starting off with knowing the subject.
Yeah.
It's just how to teach the subject, yeah?
Yeah.
And obviously the reason why, you know, some trainers don't go anywhere near part 3 until you finish your part 2. I find it quite useful. You know, unless your driving was completely atrocious and I had loads of work to do in your driving, if I think your driving is getting up near the standard, then I will start to mix and match, because it then hones your own skills in your driving.
Yes, it does.
Because you're thinking, well, oh yeah, I know why he's banging on about me looking over that shoulder when I'm driving now, yeah?
Yeah.
So it just helps you now with that. Yeah, so the mix and match I think is quite good. I wouldn't go anywhere near part 3 if your driving was really bad, because, you know, you're not going to get near part 3 until you pass this part 2 anyway, yeah? You know, or I should say you're not going to get a stab at the part 3 test until you pass the part 2 anyway. But, you know, once I know you're driving, it's not a million miles away from
Part 2.
then I think it's good to mix and match them.
Yeah.
And
okay.
this is exactly the way I've done it with Andy, and you're getting a good introduction to it.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing half and half,
Mm-hmm.
and there's very little to do when you're driving anyway. So,
How do they grade Part 3 as well? What grades are there? And also, when you get an insurance as an instructor, does the higher the grade you get, lower your insurance?
No.
It doesn't make any difference?
No, your grade makes absolutely no difference to anything really.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so up here in this column here is probably the most important column of the lot.
Mm-hmm.
Is what we call the core comps, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, so read it. What does it say there?
Identification of faults.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you've got to see it. What does it say there?
Where, sorry?
Second one down.
Okay, fault analysis.
Yeah?
And then remedial action.
Yeah?
Okay.
So you have to work out why the faults happen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that could be the clutch too high, couldn't it?
Mm. Yeah, okay.
The remedial action is...
How are you going to sort it out?
Yeah. So you have to get 4 in each of them,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh, I see, to pass, right.
Yeah. If even one of them went into the 3,
Mm-hmm.
it's a package, innit? And then if you come down and you see level of instruction,
Mm-hmm.
I always think there's really 4 core comps really, because the mark you get on level of instruction is going to be your overall mark anyway, yeah?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah? So if you get 2 4s, or even if you got 2 5s and 1 3 on the core comps,
Mm-hmm.
yeah? Your overall mark is going to be your lowest mark,
Okay.
yeah? And you have to get a 4 in each phase to pass.
Right, okay.
Yeah?
So you have to get 4s and above here.
Yeah, so...
Okay.
And then, obviously, these marks don't matter so much down here.
Mm-hmm.
But how many 5s you get and how many 6s you get is going to bring your score in the door up a lot higher, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Okay.
obviously then there's certain things over here that are marked as well, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
But it's the marks based around the core comps, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
And the level of instruction,
Mm-hmm.
yeah? Obviously the level of instruction at both phases changes because of that I'm portraying a different pupil altogether, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, so when we come to we looked at phase 1 today, so I'm classed as a partly trained, yeah? So I have driven a car before, I have had lessons before, but this manoeuvre to me today, reverse around the corner, I've never ever done it,
Right, yeah.
yeah? So I'm partly trained.
Mm-hmm.
If it was a controls lesson or moving up and stopping, you'd class me as a beginner,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because again on both of them I've never actually, I wouldn't say I've never driven because that'd be giving the wrong word picture, but the word picture should be on a controls lesson. I've never had a driving lesson before, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean to say I've never driven before, yeah? I
Mm.
could have been stealing cars for the last 10 years, yeah?
Mm.
I haven't, before you say anything, but I could be the go-kart champion of Great Britain, couldn't I?
Mm.
Yeah? And on the controls lesson, it's up to you to find out what experience I've got. Have I ever ridden a moped or a motorbike? Or even do I ride a push bike, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's certain bits there that you can use
Yeah.
on a controls lesson.
Yeah.
And again, once I've completed the controls lesson and moving up and stopping, there's certain things that I wouldn't know how to do. I'd know how to set myself up after the controls lesson.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd know how to do my cockpit drill, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
After the moving up and stopping, you'd be surprised what I learned on that lesson. I would learn what POM means, prepare, observe, move. So you wouldn't have taught me through the POM routine.
Okay.
You'd say prepare yourself as normal. I would know what cover the brake means
Mm-hmm.
as a mental skill. As a physical skill. But on a new subject, I wouldn't know when to cover the brake.
Mm-hmm.
So physically, if you say cover the brake, yeah, I know how to do that. But on a new subject like coming up to do emerging, I wouldn't know when to cover it.
Okay.
So you'd
yeah.
have to teach me mentally when to do it, yeah?
Okay.
I'd understand thickness of a pound coin. I'd understand a centimetre up on the clutch.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd have a reasonably good understanding at the end of moving up and stopping of the mirror, signal, position, speed, look routine.
Mm.
Because I need that to stop, yeah?
Mm.
And the mirror, signal, position, speed, look routine anything to do with junctions, we're going to be using that all the time, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah? Yeah, so that's how it's marked.
And then at the beginning you said they'll either give you a word picture or a pen picture. What's a pen picture?
We call it a word picture, but if you look at the ADI1, if you type in ADI1 on the DSA website, you'll actually get a great big document that it's well worth reading it actually, but it's a long read. But the ADI1 is actually the guidance notes for examiners of how they carry out each and every test, yeah?
Right. Yeah.
And it's also, it covers everything, driving test, Part 2 test, Part 3 test. It gives the examiners guidance of the word pictures they can give on role playing for different subjects.
Right.
So it just helps you to have an idea of, and it also gives them guidance on how they should carry out a check test. Yeah.
Okay.
So it just gives you an idea by having to read the ADI1. So it's a long document, believe me. Of what's involved in the subject, and what the examiner's probably looking for, and how he's probably going to play it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But you can actually go to the section that you want. You know, obviously you don't need to read it at the check text section. Section at the moment, and once you pass your Part 2, you don't need to worry about reading that. But then you can look at the Part 3 and say, right, let's see, you know, on this controls this, and what's the word picture going to be, or you know how they're going to play it. Yeah. So in the ADI1, they call it a pen picture. But most of the SEs call it a word picture. I don't know why it's different, but they both mean the same, yeah?
Okay.
So just in case you come across an SE who uses the pen picture. But it's just basically they're painting a picture that's going to set the scene for the lesson, yeah?
Yeah.
And they're always going to be pretty similar, but it's important to listen. Yeah? Well, I'm just going to run out. It's definitely going to run out of battery now, so I'm going to give that a pause.